Welcome to Conversations Different, the podcast from the Santa Fe, New Mexican about interesting people, issues, and places of northern New Mexico. I am Inez Russell Gomez, and today we are talking to Brissa Chilton-Garcia, who is helping put on traditional Spanish market for her organization, the Atrisco Heritage Foundation. Welcome, Brissa.
Hi, a pleasure to be here.
Um, I wanted to talk to you in part because over the years, I've had a lot of contact with traditional Spanish market, including knowing a bunch of the artists, and several of them told me how much you were helping them and how excited they were for this year's market. So I just wanted to say the artists are your fans.
I really appreciate that. No, it's been wonderful creating connections with them and trying to be there as much as I can.
Yeah. So for years, of course, the Spanish market was on the plaza. It still will be on the plaza.
Mhm.
And it was run by the Spanish Colonial Arts Society. And a few years ago, that changed. Talk about why Atrisco Heritage Foundation, which is out of Albuquerque, decided to come boost this traditional art form and market.
Yeah, so the Atrisco Heritage Foundation and all the Atrisco companies really, the mission is to enhance experiences for New Mexicans. We already also run the Mariachi Spectacular, so we had knowledge of how to do one of these large cultural events, and it just seemed like a perfect fit for us, for our community, and our mission to try to bring new experiences, enhance experiences, and really prioritize our cultural heritage.
Right. And this is important in terms of a market because one of the ways people support themselves is that they are artists and they have to have a market to sell it. And at Spanish market, there are people who make a third to half of their income, or if not all of their income, supplement what they do maybe from their state jobs or city jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
So having a market is so important to keeping these traditions alive.
Yes. Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, it began as a platform for Hispanic artists in 1926, and that's where it still stands today.
Right. And we were talking before we came on about fact that you grew up in Taos, which is a hotbed for many traditional cultural practices.
Mhm.
And in your family, even though you were saying it wasn't like art, but you learned to do micacious pottery, which is actually one of the rarer arts that's offered at traditional Spanish market.
Yeah.
How did that happen in your family?
So really interesting. So my grandparents actually came down in like the hippie movement to a commune in Taos and really wanted to be in touch with the land, the people, the culture. And so my grandma ended up learning from, I believe his name was Felipe, the Mycaceous pottery. And then she ran a little private school, and so she would teach all of the students pottery. So we would do pottery every single spring. And, with the coiled micaceous pottery, the horsehair, we would do it in the fires outside. And so that got to be a really integral part of one of the things that I got to learn and do with her and through her program at school.
Oh, that makes it nice. And
Mhm.
it's Felipe, I can't remember his last name now, but he helped everybody revive it. He's very
Yes.
well known for that. And, Charlie Carrillo, who's one of the well-known Spanish market artists, was posting videos on Facebook showing pottery getting fired because his wife, is a very well-known potter. So
Yeah.
I can imagine the kids had a lot of fun with the fire.
Oh, yeah, no, the firing, all of it, it was, really great memories. I can't say that I've practiced too much recently, but when I see them, I'm like, I really need to get back into it. No, it's really beautiful, and yeah, it was a wonderful process to learn and very rare. Yeah,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
unique to this area.
Yeah, when I, met my husband and his parents came over to meet my parents in Mora, one of the things they liked about us is that our ranch had micaceous clay on it,
Mhm.
and it was a place where you could go because it's not always easy to find that art supply.
Yeah, my grandma, I'm not sure where she supplies it from now, but we would even go out and dig with her. So it would be from the digging to the firing. Mhm.
Yes, yes, that's the very traditional way. So for all of you at the Atrisco Heritage Foundation, even though your job is supporting, cultural traditions, Spanish Market has a lot of those traditions to wrap your arms around. How did you learn more about the different art forms and the artists? What was your way of kind of getting into it?
Yeah, so when I started, we were actually during probably a week or two into when I was hired. And so it was right off the bat getting to watch that jury process because the jurors are there, and I got to learn so much about those specific art forms at the time because we do it in a jury cycle. So that was a very like technical way of learning. We had artists who were there to help provide information in addition to the actual jurors who have a lot of experience. So I started learning what to look out for very early into this position. Yeah, it's just trying to be part of the conversation and learning. I can't say that I'm not an expert. I'm not here to speak on those art forms, but I'm here to learn and take in all the information that's given to me.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing because it's a way to, you know, in your job, you're big at putting on events, but now you know more about what's in the event that you're putting on. So that helps you grow as a human, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. And
Yeah.
each one is so unique. Yeah, no, getting to talk to the artists in each different category, I have learned so much. And it's like, I remember the last jury and it was like, how do I know if it's carved or gessoed? And it's like from the weight, the technique. It's so yeah, it's been really great and really interesting getting to learn all of the techniques, practices, materials. And so
Yeah. I've always been impressed with the arts of Spanish Market. I mean, for one part, it's my own heritage because if you are New Mexican and you have ancestors that date back, you had people in your family that did this at some point or the other, even
mhm.
if it was just embroidering tablecloths. But we were such a harsh frontier, and for to see the beauty that people added in their lives, whether for religious purposes or just because they wanted color in their bedroom and needed to make a serape or blanket or something. I really am so impressed by those ancestors that could do those things.
Yeah, no, they really they brought it into their homes. They made it theirs. Mhm.
Yeah, they did. So tell me what your job exactly is at Market.
Yeah, so my official title is the Traditional Spanish Market Program Coordinator. So I do everything from making sure the tents are up and making sure we have porta potties to the jury cycles, getting the awards together, the entertainment throughout the weekend, registration, all the operational end is what I'll handle. So it's just making sure that the event is on, and so we have a place for the artists to come and showcase their work, the ins and outs.
Do you coordinate with Contemporary Hispanic Market any? Because they go down Lincoln, so they're right
Mm.
adjacent to the plaza. So that's a really rich weekend for lots of kinds of art.
Yeah, no, it is really wonderful to have both markets there. You know, you get a little bit of everything, so there's something for everyone. Um, yeah, so we individually do our own. They have their own cycle and their own artists, but we do coordinate, obviously, in efforts with the city and different things like that. So we have our meeting coming up tomorrow where we do our walkthrough, make sure everything's good, and so yeah, that weekend we go together, and a lot of our coordination is through the city to make sure that. Um, that it all happens smoothly.
That's good. So how
Mhm.
many artists do you have this year?
So this year, we have 38 youth artists and 105 adult artists.
Okay,
So
that's a
we
good
have,
number.
yeah,
And
yeah, that's good.
yeah, and are the young people going to be on the plaza as usual?
Yeah,
Like, yep.
mhm.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So the youth artists are on the Plaza Square, right of the bandstand when you're looking at it, and then the adults are throughout.
Right, right. That
Mhm.
that's it's nice to have it in a familiar place because you can go find the people you want to find and hopefully be a little surprised along the way because it's always nice to discover something new.
Yes, yes.
Yes. And what kind of entertainment will people be able to look forward to?
Yeah, so we have everything from dances, from folklorico, flamenco, traditional, like northern New Mexican folk music. We're gonna have cumbias. There will be trying to
Good.
remember all of them, but we have a lot of big groups, different groups. They all end on a really high note. I'm like, let me pull it up and I can give you guys exact names. But there's going to be everything from like traditional New Mexican music, Latin American, cumbias, and then the dancers as well. If you'd like to come see those, they have the folklorico with all the students that come out, and then we'll be having the flamenco as well. So there will be
Nice.
a mix throughout the day, totally free. Come by and music all day.
Yeah, that's actually, I think one of the fun things about market is even if you don't have a big purse to shop a lot, you can sit and enjoy and really come away with a sense of the many facets of Latino culture.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. You have, yeah, all the entertainment, the art, the food. And in the Santa Fe Plaza. I mean, yeah, it's a
A
wonderful.
great setting. On that note, we'll take a quick break and be back in a moment with more Conversations Different.
We make renewable doable. We're positive energy solar for a cleaner, brighter future for all. Positive energy's the right call. Feel good about your energy bill. Help save the planet too. Your trusted solar company, working hard for you. Generate positive energy. Positive energy solar.
We're back with Conversations Different, talking to Brissa Chilton-Garcia about traditional Spanish market. Give us the dates of market so everyone hearing this will know when to write it down on their calendar.
Yeah, so market this year is July 26th and 27th. That's Saturday and Sunday, the last weekend in July.
All right. Now, before it was taken over, and they used to have an opening reception and they had lots of awards, and some of that has changed over the years. So talk about what's going to happen this year in terms of recognizing artists and also giving the public a chance to see things.
Yeah, so we've been slowly expanding that to make sure that we can, not take on more than we can chew each year and grow. So we started off with just a reception. We did some awards last year to see how that went. And this year we will be having categorical awards, special awards, and then of course our masters, the best of show and the poster award. And then we also have the youth awards, which are presented through the cathedral. And they've added another category since we increased the ages for the youth market. So they're adding another award as well. And these are all really to, have that recognition for the artists. It's very important for the community and also for the public to have that recognition. So we're really excited to have expanded that. And it's going to, so, when you walk around, make sure to look out for the ribbons on the winning pieces this year.
That makes it fun. Is
Yeah.
there going to be a public preview on Friday night, or is that going to be a different time?
Yeah, so the reception is a private reception, so all the artists, and then they have a certain amount of tickets. And of course, if people would like to come, they can contact me and we can get them tickets. So it's not fully open to the public. It is by invitation, but definitely you can reach out if that's something that you'd like to attend, and we'd love to have
Okay.
you there.
Oh, good. And where will that be?
So that's at the Santa Fe Community Convention Center on
Okay.
the Friday night before on the 25th.
Oh, nice. So it's back kind of where it used to be, and so
Mhm.
that makes people feel happy because there's something about that gathering where you see the impact of all of the excellent work in one place that's really exciting.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not all the work; it's the
But it's
pieces
it's
that were
it's all
entered.
the work. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
the gallery is all of, the
yeah,
best work that the artists feel that they're presenting, right? So you have the best of the best all in one room. It's really great.
right. Yeah, no, that's exciting. One of the things about Spanish market versus, let's say, Indian market is that so many of the artists work out of their homes and aren't necessarily in galleries. So there's not quite as much of a buzz as there is like with every artist having opening shows as well as whatever's going on at market. But there's a bunch of shows downtown. So a person can come downtown and go to Blue Rain or go to one of the other galleries and hear mariachi music and then go to the convention center and really have a nice night out looking at lots of art on Friday night.
Yeah, 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 no, the plaza has so much to do. So from the individual galleries, that day we are setting up, so, be mindful of traffic, but,
Yeah.
yeah, no, you can come by, go to the galleries, and then, the reception is in the evening. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be fun. Um, What surprised you when you got into learning about the different art forms? Did you realize kind of how many there were, what different types? Was all of that new, and how did you learn about it? I mean, you talked about the ways you've been learning, but just go a little bit more into depth
Yeah.
about that.
So, I mean, I have an idea. Growing up in northern New Mexico, I've heard of a lot of these art forms and did little practices within my schools. I remember in elementary, middle school, we did like tin work. Um, but actually being involved in this market, it's the how do I put it? It's really the effort put into the traditionalism from the materials and the tools that really I think surprised me the most. You see these pieces, and I would not have known that they were all natural pigments, or that it's in sap, not in a glossy manufactured cover. So all of the material is still traditional materials used from that era. And so it's just really incredible that it's sustained this long, and that these artists keep it alive and continue to use those traditional materials that we find in the earth, to the actual tools, right? Everything is handmade, nothing mechanic. So they all follow those guidelines, and the adherence to that is just it's really mind blowing, because you think, how can that still exist today? And they're still doing it, and so it's really special.
Yeah. What always not surprises me, but just impresses me is like when you think about straw applique, the fineness of the work, and just the fact that you have to bend over and you have to look with a maybe a magnifying glass because it's so hard to look into the straw because it's so tiny, and then you create these incredible scenes. I've got one that's the Holy Family walking across something, and it's just little bitty, and there all the detail it's just amazing to me that people can do that.
Yeah, no, it really is. I know, every time I ask in the beginning, I was like, "How long does it take to do that?" And all the artists were always like, "That's the most common question."
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's just, it's dependent on the piece, but yeah, I know a lot of time, energy, heart, devotion goes into these pieces.
Right, right. Yeah, it's kind of funny because sometimes visitors are just in town and they stumble on Spanish Market, and one of the first things they ask is like, "Well, there's certainly a lot of religious stuff here." And it's like it not only was it something that people created to bring beauty into their homes, they had moved here, they're building churches, and it's not like the King of Spain sent them a bunch of religious artifacts to put in their churches. They had to
Yeah.
make it themselves.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
a lot of the pieces are devotional and faith based. So a lot of the pieces you'll see is that, and we have a really great relationship with the cathedral as well. So we have the mass, so it's very intertwined and connected with the art forms. Of course, there's some that don't have as many devotional pieces intertwined, but it was a very important part during that Spanish colonial era. So that's present in a lot of the artwork.
Right, right. Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite events is when they have mass and people get a piece blessed, and then they process out of the cathedral and go
Yeah.
around, and the archbishop or whoever the priest, whichever's doing it, blesses everything. That's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. I think that's definitely one of the favorite events, right? So we have mass at 9 on Sunday, and then
Yep.
it's followed by that procession. And it's just beautiful. All the artists have their artwork. It's blessed, and it's a really great connection. And it's yeah, really
Yeah.
good relationship.
Yeah. What I love in knowing artists is just how many relationships they formed over the years and how many friendships they have formed and all the work they do, when it's not market, they're going about their regular lives, but they still have these connections. And it's kind of a really beautiful family that comes together in the summer on the plaza.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they all come together. It's like a family. There's people that have been there now. We'll have two artists celebrating their 50th year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So John Jimenez, and who's the other one?
Felix Lopez.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
so
fun.
we have, artists that have been here for, multiple decades, and their
Yep.
generations in the family, right? We have the grandkid, the ch the son,
Yep.
daughter, and the grandparents, so it's really beautiful to see.
That is, that is. Uh, John was an art teacher. That was his day job. And I can't remember what Felix did, but one of the things I love when I take people to Chimayo is that not only is he doing his work that he sells, he also helped refurbish some of the art at the Santuario
Mhm.
because and it's just amazing. His work is so excellent. And and the same with Mr. Jimenez. It's just watching them, is always inspiring.
Yeah, and they're both masters of their craft, right? Yeah, so they've given a lot back to the community and
Yep.
perfected their art form.
Yeah. John has never missed a market. I wonder if that's the same for Felix.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I would have to go back and check, but I know that they started the same year. So
Yeah.
they started at the
1970.
same time. He may have missed one or two. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just that's an awesome story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I remember how tiny the market was in the 80s, and it really has grown. And then it was kind of stagnant, but it looks like under your leadership, it's starting not maybe to expand, but to really get on firm footing again.
Yeah, so that's what we've really been trying to do, is really come back to the core, so that jurying, making sure that all of the artists are being juried in, getting new artists if there are new artists applying, and that they fit all of those guidelines as well. And just improving and enhancing the actual event to make that more positive for the artists and the audience as well. So whether that be through signage, programs, food, more seating, we'll have more seating, bringing back those awards. So yeah, we're just trying to enhance the experience. And this year we have, I think that from the first year that we did the youth, it's like almost double the size of the youth. And as for the adult artists, we did decrease this year a little bit just because we had life happens, so that's expected. There's comes and goes, but yeah, we're looking really more to that authenticity, the traditionality, and maintaining all of that and trying to create the most positive experience we can.
Okay. That's
Mhm.
that's a that's a really good focus, because if the artists are happy, the audience will be happy, and if the audience is happy, they'll come back and they'll tell their friends.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
it. And on that note, we'll take a quick break and be back in a moment for more Conversations Different.
This is Patrick Dorsey, publisher of the Santa Fe New Mexican. Looking to reach a wider audience and grow your business? For 175 years, the Santa Fe New Mexican has been the trusted voice of Santa Fe, with unmatched local reach in print and online. In addition to our long-standing, independent, family-owned newspaper, we have a full-fledged marketing team with the expertise to help you succeed in the 21st century. From traditional print to precision targeted digital advertising, we have the tools to connect you with your ideal customers. Partner with us and see the results for yourself. Advertise with the Santa Fe New Mexican and unlock your business's full potential. Visit us at santaFeNewMexican.com/advertising or call us at 505-995-3852. Thank you.
We're back with Conversations Different, talking about the upcoming traditional Spanish market. I like what you said about more seating. I know a lot of times, especially if elderly people or people who, for whatever reason, aren't healthy enough to stay on their feet and walk all day, they still might want to come see something like this. And here you've got a place for them to sit down and enjoy the
Yeah.
shade and the music, etc.
Yeah, so we'll have the stage tent in front of the band, and then we'll have additional seating also by the food court this year. So there will be a lot of seating where you can eat as well, which should help for that area. So you're not walking around with your food and you can sit down.
Right. That's good. That's good. And unlike some of the other markets, at traditional Spanish market, you pay the vendor as you go, and then you carry it around or maybe take it back to your car if you're going to stay longer. But it's an easy process. This isn't where you
Yeah.
have to go stand in line or anything.
So we actually are also have a UPS service center this year in the center. So beside the information and merchandise, there's a UPS service center. So if you want to, mail your piece back, we have a lot of audience from other states. So
Right.
yeah, come bring it and they will ship it off immediately and store that piece for you. So that should also help our attendees this year.
That's good. Had you been to Spanish Market when you became involved through work? Because I know some of the people who run the Atrisco Foundation, this was their first experience, was starting to run it. But
Yeah.
yeah, had you been?
Yeah, I'd experienced it. Being up from north, I've definitely experienced almost, I think, all the festivals in Santa Fe and Taos, and so I had gotten the opportunity to go before.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, Spanish Market is the same weekend as Taos Fiestas.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
year I think it got moved, right? I think it was originally going to be the week before, and so, you can do a full trip if you're in Albuquerque, go see a market, and then go to Taos. It'll be a fun weekend.
that's right. There's going to be lots to do, and then swing around and go through Mora because their fiesta is the same weekend as Taos as well. So
It's gonna be it'll be a very vibrant weekend for New Mexico.
that's right. That's
Mhm.
right. What are you looking forward to the most about market this year?
Honestly, to see the artists again. It's always really it's really a pleasure to get to communicate with everyone, and everyone comes in, and we have the one in winter, which is a little smaller, so there's some people I haven't gotten to see that in a year, and this year I actually know almost everyone, so
Oh, nice.
it's really nice to be able to reconnect. So I'm looking forward to seeing all the artists, and I think honestly the reception night for me is going to be my favorite, just because I'd never attended like a large awards before, and so I think the fact that we're bringing that back, I'm really excited to see that recognition, and to just see the artist's work. So I'm really excited to see what that expansion looks like. We had a registration due today, so my inbox is full. It looks like everyone is signing up, so it was exciting.
Nice. That is exciting.
Mhm.
Now, they do a Masters of Spanish Market Award, and that has been announced in advance some years, and some years they announce it at market. Is that happening this year? And if so, how?
Yeah, so the Masters will be going out in the Santa Fe New Mexican, the traditional Spanish market magazine. So it will be posted
Yay.
on there, which comes out this weekend, right?
Yeah, it comes out
Yeah,
Sunday.
yeah.
Yep.
So Sunday, everyone can I'm like looking back at my calendar. Yeah, everyone can look out for that. There will be a article with the master in there, and we'll announce it, and they'll receive the recognition also at the award ceremony for the reception.
That's a really wonderful award because it's partly about your artistic expression and expertise, but it's also about the people who give back
Yeah,
and help
no,
people. And it's like Mr. Jimenez has taught so many artists, Felix has taught so many artists. All of those people just really, everyone that I've known has really enhanced their community.
yeah, so the criteria for it, I was going to see if I could pull it up, but it really is about what they've given back, have they taught, the years, so much goes into that award. It's really representative of someone who has done so much for the art form and the community.
Yeah. And some of the masters, which people I think might forget or maybe don't know, some of the masters are actually, national fellows from either the humanities or the National Arts Institute, those places. So you've got some not just great traditional New Mexican artists, but you've got some artists that are well known at the national and even international
Yeah.
levels here.
And that's one of the criteria, as well as receiving that recognition like throughout the state or nationally. So yeah, all of these artists are very well recognized individuals, and a really important part of our community to have.
Yeah. I think we take for granted sometimes in New Mexico just how rich in arts we are, and I'm happy that a market like this can thrive so that young people can grow up and maybe make a living in their town by doing
Mhm.
something that their grandfather or great-grandfather did.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful thing to be a part of our community. I know that New Mexico, with our, the tourism and everything we have, we get to have it's a cultural hub for arts. And so it's great that we are able to have that as part of our culture.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your time. I know you're really busy putting the market together, but thank you for taking time to talk to us, and I really look forward to this year's Spanish market.
Of course, I hope to see you both there.
It'll be nice. I'll meet you in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been another Conversations Different. We'll be back next week. Thank you for listening to Conversations Different, hosted by me, Inez Russell Gomez, editorial page editor for the Santa Fe New Mexican. Our weekly episodes would not be possible without your support. We hope you enjoy them and keep listening. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Consider signing up for our newsletter so you never miss an episode, and while you're at it, consider subscribing to the Santa Fe New Mexican. Our podcast is available by visiting our website, santafenewmexican.com/podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Conversations Different with Inez Russell Gomez is produced by Matt Dalside and Ernesto Cisneros, published by the Santa Fe New Mexican, a local and independent newspaper owned by Robin Martin.